Palma. Oh,
Oh,
pass. That's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Fuentes.
wow.
Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. Malonia is open. Three-pointer. Goodness! He's a jumper by Robin Celis. Natalgero has time. Just posterized by
Two teams looking to return to their winning ways in the second game of our Wednesday triple header dito po sa newly built Inares Center in Montalban, Rizal. At sa magkabilang division, itong dalawang kupunan na ito. Miggy Corteza, welcome addition in the trade and free agency window para dito sa Muntinlupa Cagers as they try to arrest a 7-game losing skid. Kalaban, ito si Warlo Batak, who has certainly showed his tantalizing upside. At 6 na sunod-sunod na pagkatalo naman para dito sa Pasig City. Ang nice nilang ma-break dito. It's the Muntinlupa Cagers going up against Pasig City. Magandang gabi mga kaliga. Ken Pangilinan with Coach Christian Luanzon. And Coach Chris, these two teams haven't won in more than a month. But the good news, both of them still in the play-in. And they will try to rectify that here.
Yeah, and dagdagan ko pa yun, no? Dahil ang good news din, dahil galing sila sa talo, 6 at 7 respectively, may mananalo na ngayong laro, no? At ang importante, how they win. Because you'll bring that to the next game, which I'm sure coaches have emphasized, no? Their execution on both ends.
And you're watching us live on our official YouTube channel. We're still currently working on our Facebook page, and we're also live on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays starting at 6 p.m. on Solar Sports. And now let's bring in our third member of our panel. Walang iba kundi si Miss Gianna Lianes. And si Coach Aldrin is actually facing his former team in Muntinlupa. Kumusta siya heading into this matchup?
Yeah, it's a nice way to reminisce for us oldies here in the MPBL, no, Ken? Espesyal at medyo emotional para nga kay Coach Aldrin every time the team that he is currently coaching has to face Muntinlupa dahil nga siya ang kauna-unahang head coach ng Muntinlupa sa kasaysayan ng MPBL. He even cites bringing that Muntinlupa team to the very first final series of the league as one of his favorite coaching moments ever. Since then, he has grown a lot as a coach, like how to conserve his energy in-game and how to connect to his team on a deeper level. He adds na he sees a lot of parallels between that very first Muntinlupa team and this current Pasig team in terms of potential. But right now, their eyes are just set on still making it to the playoffs because he really wants to grow with this Pasig team. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Gianna. Nilawin lang namin hindi po kami yung oldies doon sa binanggit ni Gianna, but certainly feeling nostalgic here is Coach Aldrin Morante facing off.
Bumabawi. Yan ang bumabawi. Okay.
Di ba? Pwede naman Pero ito, speaking of bumabawi, ito si Miggy Corteza. He's had a tough start dito para di sa Muntinlupa, but against Binyan, despite the loss, he was able to contribute really well para dito sa Cagers.
Well, being a good collegiate player, doesn't automatically translate that you end up really good in the pros. And for him, to your point, there was a point of adjustment. But in the last game, it looked like he has found his niche in the team. Being a big wing, sometimes plays the 4, 16 points, of 11 shots, made 6, and made 2 3-pointers of those 11 shots. One thing that I want to see from him though in this game is rebound. He did not have much rebound, so he's very big for his size. He's athletic as well. But let's see if he can improve in that department to help his team win against Pasig.
Former Manil Blazer, ito si Miggy Corteza. Pero meron siya mga katulong dito para dito sa Muntinlupa. The old reliables for the Cagers, Jera Flores, Patrick Ramos, and Domark Mateliano. They've been there through that. And these 3 guys, kaya lang dito sa laban nila against Binyan, a combined 3 out of 24 shooting from the field.
Well, they really struggled of shooting the basketball so much that they shot the ball less than 32%. And these 3 were a big part of that. And that's Yeah, that's the one side wherein you don't want to be a part of, contributing to the negative one. As you can see, 4 of 24 combined shooting. That is just, unacceptable, and at the same time, not really the formula to win a basketball game. And Flores is the guy that I'm looking at, because he's a guy that can pretty much do everything on the floor. He can shoot the ball from the outside. He has a nice back to the basket game. He can rebound. The problem is, which kind of Flores are we going to see tonight? Because it seems to me there's been two versions of him. The good Flores and the Flores that, is absent. And he was certainly absent in that game.
Up and down yung naging season so far nito ni Jera Flores for Muntinlupa. Now let's go to the side of Pasig City, and the guy that has been mesmerizing with his athletic plays has been Warlo Batak, only 25 years old, Coach Chris. But binibigyan siya dito ng more leeway ni Coach Aldrin Morante in helping them against Pasay despite this loss.
Well, what a game for him, because I remember the game before this wherein he had 21 points and got to the line 15 times, or made 15 free throws rather, and got to the line 20 times. But you see, consistent still of being the best driver, not only for his team, arguably the top 3 or arguably the best driver in the league. He's almost unstoppable in transition. It's either you foul him or it's a layup. But obviously, his shooting has been a big question mark. But sometimes he has shown glimpse of it. He's also going to need help from the others.
And certainly, help that he needs is his teammates who have really struggled here para dito sa Pasig City. Let's see which team can rectify their losing streak and get a win here at the Inares Center. Let's go to Miguel Pere for the starters of Muntinlupa versus Pasig City.
Pasig and Muntinlupa. This is the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's meet the starting fives, beginning with Muntinlupa, Cagers Lacan. Starting at guard, number 3, Patrick Ramos. Also at guard, number 8, the Iceman, Domark Matiliano. Playing center, number 13, Landis Lepalam. Forward, number 9, Miggy Corteza. And the other forward, number 26, J.R. Flores. The head coach for the Cagers is Gino Ludovice. Assistant coaches, Mark Dandan, Don Bautista, Paolo Romero, Chico Terona, and Delon Hontilano. Team manager is Vince Harder. Team owners, Kaiser Galvez, Attorney Jemsi, and Aya Saicon. Here's for Pasig City. Starting at guard, number 5, Jess Kilatan. Also at guard, number 88, Rocky Asidre. Playing center, number 29, Jacob Galicia. Power forward, number 10, Mark Montuano. And the other forward, number 44, Jerome Garcia. The head coach for Pasig City is Aldrin Morante. Assistant coaches, J.R. Villanueva, Lance Inco, and Richard Rosales. Team owner, Mr. Buddy Encarnado. Referees for this ball game are Jake Castroverde, Maynard Centeno, and Karina Martin. Substitute referee is Ron Baluyot. This game is under the supervision and regulation of the game.
Starting 5 brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Muntinlupa with the backcourt of Patrick Ramos, Domark Patiliano up front, Ladis Lepalam, Miggy Corteza, and J.R. Flores. For Pasig City, Jess Kilatan, Rocky Asidre, Jacob Galicia, Mark Montuano, and J. Gars, Jerome Garcia. Referees for this ball game, Jay Castroverde, Maynard Centeno, Karina Martin, and our fourth referee is Ron Ivan Paluyot. And Muntinlupa and their white threads and their blue uniforms naman, itong Pasig City. Combined 13 straight losses itong dalawang kumpunan na ito. As Gerard Flores gets the basketball here after winning the tip, itong Muntinlupa.
The Pasig seems to start off with a 1-2-2 zone, which caught Muntinlupa a little bit off guard, no? Kaya they end up with a rush shot.
Sidre finds an opening. Can't hit the free. Patrick Ramos at the controls. Former GRU heavy bomber. Flores. They need his shooting here, but that time a miss. He gets it back. Flores goes up, no good. Lepalam towering over his defenders. Got fouled, will shoot to the line for 2 shots.
Well, I beg to differ to what you just said. I know that Flores, has the ability to shoot from the outside, but looking at from a matchup standpoint, and even guys on the bench for Pasig, I don't think anyone can match up against Flores if he imposes his will inside, because sometimes even if you have the ability to shoot, mas gusto na ng kalaban yan because bawas na ng isang big sa loob. And him, taking his first outside shot and his second one getting it inside. Let's see if we can have more of the second one.
Shot from Mark Montuano from just beyond the free throw line. 2-0 Pasig City.
Ito, strength niya talaga yan. Kahit na dumoble ang laki ng balikat nitong si Mark Montuano, automatic pa rin yan sa free throw line. Really one of the few players I know that has massive shoulders but is automatic from 15 to 18 feet. That's very rare.
Oo. Mga piso-piso gaming Galing dito kay Mark Montuano. Coach Gino Ludovice, his team hasn't won in almost 2 months.
Ito, matik na naman to. Matik na 2 points sa loob.
That time pumasa. Nahanap sa loob si Jacob Galicia.
It was the right pass too.
Pasig City with a 4-0 start. Matiliano has really struggled here for Muntinlupa. Remember, he was an all-star when he was with the Cagers back in Season 4. As that shot by Corteza off the mark.
You could see how Pasig is just protecting the paint with that 1-2-2 zone. Not really pressuring the ball above the 3. And it's probably because of the 3 for 16 as Montuano gets a feed from inside from Jay Gars. 4 points na para sa kanya. And, mukhang they're trying to entice itong Muntinlupa to take outside shots after that 3 for 16 performance in the last game versus Binyang.
Walmart tries to get past the defense of Kilatan, and he will head to the line for 2 shots. Check out our assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Beautiful shot fake to elude his defender and get an angle for that pass after yung magandang cut din, yung timely cut ni Montuano.
The very last win of Muntinlupa was way back on May 24.
When they were 10-2.
Yeah, they were 10-2.
But they became 10-2 after that win.
Yeah, and the question always from them before they got into that losing skid was the quality of opposition after that 10-2 start. Dahil sunod-sunod Pangasinan, Jensan, San Juan.
Karamihan kasi ng mga unang nakalaban nila were, safe to say, below 500 teams at that point.
Nueva Ecija, Pasay, Binyan. Man, that was such a brutal stretch for them. As Tomark Matiliano this time drills in that mid-range jumper.
Good to see a guy like Matiliano materialize his talent here in Muntinlupa. He has championship experience, being part of the, pretty much a third group, yung third rotation ng Quezon Huskers, who finished as runner-ups last season. Palaban ng Pampanga, he was a part of that team.
And his huge performance with Muntinlupa back in Season 4 was probably the reason why he was signed with Quezon, to try to add some shooting and scoring during that 6th season where they actually went all the way to the national finals as Lepalam left it short, the jumper. Jerome Garcia takes the free, no good. Now for Pasig City, as Flores gets the rebound. Ball stolen away by Jerome Garcia. The challenge for them is playing for the majority of the stretch without a natural point guard with the injury of Robbie Manalang, who's been out for several weeks already. And that coincided with their 6-game losing skid. Coach Aldrin Morante, former head coach of the Muntinlupa Cagers.
If I'm Muntinlupa, I'm going to take advantage of guys like Chito Jaime, especially Warlo Bata, still on the bench. Because once they come in, especially si Bata, talaga masusubukan na yung depensa nila, lalo na in transition.
Utoy Abarcar from downtown. Former San Beda Red Lion. Namang na Muntinlupa after Pasig City at a 6-0 start. 7 unanswered points by the Cagers. Galicia working against Flores. Able to draw a foul against the former Mapua Cardinal.
Yeah, just undisciplined that time because hindi naman kalaliman, no, yung pwestuhan doon ni Galicia.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme for one-stop shop appliances.
Instead of playing him honest, got a cookie hand in the jar, and Galicia just sold the call. Missed the first free throw though.
Jacob Galicia, one of the leading rebounders para dito sa Pasig City. 6 rebounds a contest. Knocks down the second. Tabla ulit tayo, 7-all. Actually, first deadlock of the game. As we're almost at the halfway point of the first quarter. Nepalam entry pass from Flores. Actually good intention, but they turn the ball over. Talking about the Cagers.
Tama ka ron, no? Yun yung tamang intensyon. Hindi lang na-execute ng maayos. Yung bounce pass na yun, tumama sa paa ni Flores.
Ilatan, papunta kay Galicia. Susugurin ulit yung depensa ni Gerald Flores. Left it short. Ilatan with offensive rebound. Asidre, lock and loaded from downtown.
A good find by Kilatan of a semi-broken play, really. They lose the ball for a while, recover, but Asidre, right place at the right time.
Corteza. Flores at the post.
This is what I'm talking about.
Almost another turnover. 5 seconds left. Corteza. And to put up that shot, Kilatan. Numbers here for the guys in blue. Galicia. Can't finish. Leaking out on the other side. Flores for 2 points.
4-point swing. That time what was supposed to be 2 points for Galicia. Muntinlupa gets a break. Shot that layup, below the rim. And then because of the miss, it led to a layup on the other end.
Sidre. Montuano again. That time a miss. Flores with another board. He will bring the ball down for the Cagers. Flores. Wrong foot floater. Matiliano got blocked by Jerome Garcia. Abarcar drives left. Oh, the block from Galicia. And now he runs the floor. Numbers for Pasig City. Nepalam got called for that foul. He thought it was a clean block.
Nonetheless, a terrific effort by Lepalam. Are they going to challenge this? I think they might. But a poor decision, really, by Galicia. Anytime you have a 3-on-1 break, let alone a 2-on-1, you go hard to the basket. Pag sumabay na sa'yo, it's a drop pass. Pag hindi sumabay, it's a layup. Those are just the two things you have to remember. Ito yung pagsabay, could have opted for a late drop-off either to Montuano or Garcia.
Bailed out with that foul.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Because that ends up as a good foul by Lepalam. Because even if he makes the second free throw, you give up 1 instead of 2.
Yeah.
That's why defensively, you never want to give up, even if it looks like to be an open layup on the other end.
11-9, Marvin Hayes now in for the Cagers. Ryan Mendoza nasa loob na rin for Muntinlupa as well as Mark Sarangay. Hayes, kick out pass. Ryan Mendoza for free. Off target. Montuano was fouled from behind by Marvin Hayes.
Is Warlo Batak hurt? 3 minutes in, obviously malapit na matapos itong first quarter natin, and yet no signs of him, being inserted in.
Aaron Morante to Montuano. Bola na agaw ni Brian Mendoza. Numero naman para dito sa Muntinlupa.
Another
good
good pass.
pass. Matiliano, easy pickings inside.
So you see the difference, no, of what experience gives you. We talked about Galicia earlier. Probably has experience, but none compared to Marvin Hayes, who has a ton of experience with the pass. Even with this one, Matiliano with back-to-back baskets and forces Coach Aldrin to call time.
Pasig City compounding their woes with their turnovers. Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke. Matiliano off to a solid start para dito sa Muntinlupa. Lamang sila dito 13-11, 2 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first. Muntinlupa just having trouble scoring against Binyan, only coming up with 47 points. And let's go courtside to Miss Gianna Lianes.
Ken and Christian, hindi makakalaro si Roy Katimbuhan para sa Muntinlupa ngayon due to illness. Ibinahagi ni Cagers coach Mark Dandan na itong losing streak ay talagang naging isang hamon para sa coaching staff. Adding they have been really challenged to encourage their players that things will work out as long as they play as a cohesive unit. Masaya naman daw sila sa kanilang depensa last game against Binyan. Hindi lang talaga pumapasok ang kanilang mga tira. So for this game, in an aim to get into a better standing before playoffs, the Cagers focused on offense during practice, specifically increasing their pace and better shot selection. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Gianna. Coach Chris, on paper, no, if you give up 55 points to your opponent, you did a good job on defense, but
Problem is, he only scored 47, so it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. So good job, by the staff, and as expected to work on their offense. As Warlo Batak, after that timeout, inserted in by Coach Aldrin.
in several games prior to that, San Juan, ganun din yung nangyari sa kanila. Pero doon, they suffered a blowout loss, 77-41.
Right, and to follow up on Gianna Sport 2 report, if you look at the score now, it's 13 after they only scored 5 points in the last game in the first quarter.
Batak got hit hard as Marvin Hayes tried to keep that possession alive. 14-13, Pasig City up by just 1 point. A minute and 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. Kung Pasig City naman, no? Ang naging problema naman nila, Coach Chris, was ang ganda nung simula nila. They had that really strong win against Basilan in overtime, but natalo sila against Sarangani and against Manila na on paper supposedly teams that they were supposed to beat.
Well, this is the thing that in related to what you just said, no, about Muntinlupa, because we talked about them, struggling with this losing slump they're in, and nabanggit mo nga, karamihan kasi ng mga kalaban nila at first were below 500 teams. So to their credit, they took care of business, with that point that you just made. So nothing is automatic in a basketball game, even though on paper, tulad nga na nabanggit mo, you're supposed to win. That's actually a word that shouldn't be used in basketball. But I get what you're saying, and Muntinlupa just struggled to me because, nagsascout na rin ng mga teams during that, 10-2 start that they had in the first 12 games. Because tulad nga nitong Pasig, on paper, they might be the better team. Pero tulad nga sinabi mo, against Manila and Sarangani, they should have took care of business, but they didn't.
Buddy Encarnado, always an avid supporter of his team, Pasig City. Ngayon, lamang ng 2 puntos, 15-13. Marvin Hayes, down low, lays it up and in.
And that's what Muntinlupa has to continue to do because, Pasig is not a big team. You look at, their front court, even this lineup, Chito Jaime, you could say he's playing the 5. He's taller than Montuano. And Marvin Hayes, hindi rin kalakihan, pero alam naman natin, ang strength talaga ni Marvin Hayes since college is to play inside. So, guys like the Flores, guys like Sarangay, they could have a field day if they impose their will inside. Same thing for the guards by driving the basketball. Just like this one.
All right, on cue. Mark Sarangay with a basket. Balik ang lamang sa Muntinlupa, 17-15. After a minute remaining in the first period. Jaime puts it on the deck. Finds Jerome Garcia. The pass, Montuano, multiple up fakes. Batak, wala pa din. And finally, rebound controlled by Grant Mendoza. Sarangay again inside. Ooh, someone got teed up. Yeah.
You can't talk to a lady like that, Chito. You just can't. I know she's an official.
Foul on number 28, Chito Jaime. Technical foul on number 28, Chito Jaime for using profane language. Second foul on Chito
Saying sweet nothings. That's why the automatic tee from Chito Jaime. It was a quick technical though.
Medyo matalas siguro yung kanyang mga, maybe a few words. And this is a guy, a man of few words, by the way.
Oh.
But anytime he speaks, oftentimes he speaks his mind. Always intense itong si Chito Jaime. Intensity doesn't always mean that, you're rah-rah, you're always shouting. There's also that quiet intensity, that just like Chito Jaime would display for the most part.
Maalala natin, Chito Jaime. Talo nga lang sila doon. Pero 40 points yun against Manila.
Yeah.
Grabe. At, one of the guys north of 40 years old, still going strong. Montuano facing a double team, almost lost it.
He got away with a walk.
Jaime forcing it up and in. How about that? Marvin Hayes from half court. Almost got it in as well. And that's going to do it here in our first period. And both teams, not much separation early on. Muntinlupa ahead by the slimmest of margins. But let's check first what happened here in quarter number 1.
Well, Pasig started out really good offensively because they were able to disrupt the offense early, starting off with that 1-2-2 zone. But Matiliano, slowly got in his rhythm, even had back-to-back baskets that forced a timeout. I believe it was after this layup. But, Chito Jaime had the last say, to trim the lead down to 1.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. 18-17 Muntinlupa. 1-point lead against Pasig City. At maraming salamat po sa panonood sa amin live currently on our official YouTube channel. We're still sorting out our Facebook page. Thank you for pairing with us, ating mga kaliga. As ito si Jerome Garcia having a heavy dose of minutes here for Pasig. Got blocked. Montuano inside, nabitin. Batak in traffic. And before the shot, a foul whistle against the Cagers.
Matched up against Warlo right now, Batak of Pasig is Miggy Corteza, which to me is a matchup to look out for. And after the first miss, after the first shot ng Pasig, it was a miss, and then a miss box out by Corteza against Batak. Kaya nagpalit ngayon ng matchups ang Muntinlupa. Nakatapat na siya kay Jos Animes, nakakapasok. Matiliano ang may assignment niya kay Warlo.
Big lineup right now for Pasig as Morante misfires from the outside. Patrick Ramos, Jera Flores, Omar Matiliano, Miggy Corteza, and J-Boy Gob. The unit for Coach Gino Ludovice. Morante, Chito Jaime, Josa Nimes, Mark Montuano, and Warlo Batak, who cuts back door. And a foul given up by Domark Matiliano.
It was just a step behind with Matiliano right there, and perfectly timed bounce by Morante to Batak right there, who went backdoor tulad ng sabi mo. First two free throws here in the second quarter, in the game actually for Warlo.
Mintis yung unang free throw ni Warlo Batak. You saw earlier Coach Mark Dandan, who
Said hi to us.
Oo, saka part siya ng coaching staff yesterday, that tune-up game with Gilas, with Macau. He was part of that coaching staff. So kumakayod, talaga to si Coach Mark Dandan, and ito gusto niyang tulungan itong Muntinlupa na ma-break yung kanilang losing skid as Corteza misses from the paint. 18 all. Wala masyadong lumalayo so far, not a lot of runs at the moment. Jaime short on that free. Flores gives it up to Matiliano.
Somebody's open.
And they will reset their offense. Talking about Muntinlupa.
Somebody's open. And it's Ramos on the other side.
Di nakita ni Domark. It results into a miss, that possession. Batak. The pass inside. Chito Jaime scores.
He's a guy that puts a lot of pressure at the rim. Talk about Batak. Give a nice drop off to Chito.
Ramos for 3 off the heel. Jaime grabs the board. Batak. Better transition defense that time by Muntinlupa, but they leave Josa Nimes wide open, left it short. Numbers naman for the Cagers. J-Boy Gob, the catch high off the glass and in.
Excellent execution of a mini 2-on-1 after that forward pass. Pass on top for the big man. Didn't put the ball down as he caught the ball. J-Boy Gob.
20 all po tayo. Fast break the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on the go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
Basic.
J-Boy Gob. Gadin is now in for Pasig. So bumunot na si Coach Aldrin dito in terms of his point guard here.
Chito Jaime has had good looks, especially after hitting that buzzer beater to end the first quarter. He's had a couple already. Hindi na pumapasok, no? Pero mga tira ni Chito yan.
Gadin is playing the point guard spot right now for Coach Aldrin. The switch by Corteza. Josa Nimes gives it up to Montuano. This time from free. It's good.
Not a good job of closing out that time is Mark Sarangay, because usually the scouting report against Mark Montuano is to force him to put the ball on the deck. I don't think he's gonna beat you off the dribble.
Lamang na ang Pasig dito. 23-20. Facing up is Flores. Now backs down Josan Nimes. Fadeaway
Nice move.
jumper. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Montuano. Batak now with the basketball. Gadin drives left. Pass inside. Jaime able to will that one through.
Yan ang maganda sa laro ni Jaime. Although he can shoot the ball from the outside, he's a nice finisher inside. Was a tweener back in his younger days. Really played the 4 more rather than the 3.
The shot on its way, no good. Flores, second effort, goes for the reverse.
He missed the first one but stuck with it and went to the other side to complete that one. Something that he needs, so maybe that could get him going after 2 tries at the basket. Gerald Flores.
Wala pa rin nakakalayo. 25-22. Batak Bumuelo, susugod. Goes right at Patrick Ramos. And able to earn himself 2 free throws.
That's why you got to be disciplined until the last moment, because I thought he had a good job moving his feet. The last moment, though, sumundot siya.
This is the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feed more game with 1xBet.
You cannot put the official in a position to call because Patrick Ramos at the last moment, pinasok pa niya yung kamay niya. Dun sa bola, pero ang ganda na ng posisyon niya, maybe even for a charge against the driving Warlo Batak.
He's right in front of him. As Batak able to drain the first free throw. Sablay nga lang yung pangalawa, 26-22. 4-point lead. Abarcar bumalik sa loob for Muntinlupa. So far no Bert Lohera as well. Wala na nga si Puroy Kantimbuhan for Muntinlupa. Chito Jaime off the bounce. The layup, oh, slick move from the veteran.
Well, talk about a guy who wants it more than anyone inside the court. And he's not showing much emotion, but his action speaks more than his expressions. And Chito Jaime has been nothing but good so far in this game.
28-22, Pasig extends their lead to 6. Timeout, Muntinlupa. Last game, these 3 combined for 33 points. Jacob Galicia, Chito Jaime, and Jesky Latan, the veteran stringers para dito kay Coach Aldrin Morante. And despite the loss, maganda yung contribution ng tatlong mamang yan.
And that's 33 combined behind the 28 only of Warlo Batak.
Almost outscoring, no, the entire trio na yan. But ito, foul. Laban naman dito sa Pasig.
Well, something they could do more. Something that we mentioned earlier of having an advantage size-wise inside. Kaya sumusona itong itong Pasig. Forcing Muntinlupa for shots tulad doon ni Patrick Ramos to take outside shots.
Corteza under the rest. Strong stand on defense that time by Pasig City.
It's a good foul to prevent the fast break. And I say that the one earlier, Ken, because Muntinlupa has only gone to the line 7 times. 7 times. You want to force, even though Pasig is playing, a 1-2-2 or a 2-3 zone, you still want to force the ball inside and play off of that. And so far, Muntinlupa, only 1 for 8 from the 3-point line.
Penalty na ang Cagers dito. Gadin at the line. Gets the friendly bounce on the first. Pasig is 6 of 10 from the free throw line. 3 of 7 lang ang Muntinlupa. Gadin, both free throws sunk there. 30-22. This is the biggest lead by either team so far. Past the halfway point of the second period. Patrick Ramos balik kay Brian Mendoza. Silang dalawa ay nagpasahan dito. Ramos nahanap ang libreng si Domark Matiliano who can cash in from deep. Sarangay there. And called for a foul is Pasig City.
A good job by Mark, taking advantage of his size inside, putting him in a good position for the offensive rebound.
Si Galicia, yung napituhan.
And dips his left shoulder to create contact. Just enough contact to force Pasig. Galicia for the foul. Let's see if he can make these 2 free throws.
Badly misses the first one though. Not really strong free throw shooter this season to si Mark Sarangay. Itong free throw na ito ay added sa atin na Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 1 out of 2. Marvin Hayes comes in the ball game. Replacing Mark Sarangay. 4:23 left here in the second period.
Little full court pressure here. After a free throw.
Imes bounce pass. Galicia forcing himself in, but the block by J-Boy Gob. Oh, what a pass. Just couldn't finish there was Mendoza. Gadin. In and out. Oh, the block again, J-Boy Gob, but the stick back works for Jerome Garcia. And Muntinlupa has to be careful here. Pasig City with a 15-5 run in this quarter. Matiliano balik kay Mendoza. They swing it to the other side. Patrick Ramos drives baseline. Too strong on the reverse. Hayes got blocked. Mendoza balik kay Patrick Ramos. Susugod ulit sa baseline. The layup still no go. Oh man, Pasig able to hold steady there. Bunch of misses from Muntinlupa. 3 and 10 left. Garcia, pocket pass. Galicia, wala. Mendoza siya magbababa para sa Muntinlupa. Off-handed floater still will not work. Muntinlupa, a lot of opportunities. Ramos this time opts to take that free. Still coming up empty itong Cagers. Fadeaway jumper finally breaking the dry spell para dito sa Muntinlupa was Domark Matiliano.
Well, the last 4 possessions of Muntinlupa, it feels like every possession they have had at least 1 offensive rebound. Well, that was their 11th offensive rebound in this game. But this time, they finish it off and forces Coach Aldrin to call time.
Nagbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Live from the Inares Center in Montalban, Rizal. Second game of our Wednesday triple header between Muntinlupa and Pasig City. Pasig City currently holding a 7-point edge. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the second period. And a bit too handsy there. Patrick Ramos called for that foul. They are in penalty.
Not a good foul, obviously. Aside from being in the penalty, he did a good job already of forcing, Pasig to get into their offense late with his ball pressure in the backcourt. Halos nagsimula na yung opensa nila at the 13th-second mark, which means they wasted around 11 seconds because of his ball pressure. And then he bails them out. Pagdating dito, sa sideline, malapit sa atin.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Gadin, after making his first free, missing that free throw. 33-25.
Somebody's open, and it's Mateliano.
And he obliges. He took that free, left it short. That time, Pasig finally able to hold them to one shot. Batak.
You know why I'm laughing? Because I thought he would go Jordanes and finish on the other side. Really, I had that picture in my head and he would make it. This one, I had no vision of. But go obviously showing that we should have a vision of him making a three.
That shot cuts the lead to 7. This guy could certainly hit it from the outside, but that time a miss. Muntinlupa, chance to inch closer. Marvin Hayes, way off. Gadin.
That's a foul.
No whistle. It will stay with Pasig City.
So here was the forward pass, and Warlo Batak knows what to do. Just one dribble at the rim. Dalawa pang sumabay, walang problema. And how about this? Your center, the 5-man, shooting a three like a guard.
Reversal of roles nangyari dun. 35-28. Batak, he will try a free. Way off target. The Cagers down by 7. Mendoza still having trouble putting the ball in the basket. Muntinlupa is only 2 out of 14 from beyond the arc. Mendoza this time drives. The cut, Flores short. Another offensive rebound by the Cagers. Great backdoor cut. They swing it. Mateliano. Wala pa din. Multiple shot opportunities. A steal here. Mateliano. The pass to Ramos. And finally, they break through.
Off the careless outlet pass by Pasig. Another careless one here by Gadin. Alley-oop. Hindi lang na kompleto.
Garcia grabs the rebound and got fouled. He will head to the line. The game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back sa 5 ang lamang, 35-30 after that made field goal by Patrick Ramos. Jerome Garcia at the line, former EAC general.
Go ahead, sorry.
Actually, once led his team in scoring sa EAC.
Yeah, former first team under kay Coach Monel yun Calios. Mahusay siya nung taon na yun. Naalala ko, I think it was season 2. Bicol.
Bicol, tama. Yeah.
Former. I forgot lang yung moniker nila.
Ito, meron tayong timeout with 28.1 seconds left. Pasig City with a 7-point advantage. Pasig suffering that painful loss against Pasay. This was a road loss. It was played at the Pasay Astrodome.
And, you know, it's, as the saying goes, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And they were off to a, quick 7-point lead, halfway in the first quarter. But Pasay, after taking the lead, really never looked back. And led as much as the 19 that happened, early in the third quarter. And Pasay, led by Jasper Salenga.
Yeah.
Who had 18 points. Si hindi na ako nagkamali ron. Jasper na yan. Jasper Salenga and Christian Fajarito. And certainly a problem for Pasig that night.
Marvin Hayes back at the free throw line. Missing the first. Those are his averages, 8.6 rebounds. That one rolls through. 37-31. Possibly the last shot for Pasig.
It should be the last shot for Pasig.
But Batak has other plans.
What a poor decision. Good thing they will retain possession.
15.6 seconds remaining. Baseline inbound. Gadin will trigger it in. Finds Montuano again. 39-31. Montuano with another mid-range jumper. Corteza fails to finish. Still enough time for Pasig City. Batak, the runner, off the heel, and that's gonna do it here in the first half. Nung first quarter, medyo palitan lang ng puntos ng kalamangan. Pero lumayo ng bahagya itong Pasig City. A mini run by Muntinlupa made things a little bit interesting, but at the half, Pasig City with an 8-point lead over Muntinlupa, 39-31.
Kayo ay nanonood pa rin po ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. It is halftime of our second game for the day between Pasig and Muntinlupa. The score is 39-31 in favor of Pasig. Ako po si Gianna Llanes at kasama ko ngayon si Sir Vince Harder, ang team manager ng Muntinlupa Cagers. Sir Vince, unang-una po sa lahat, pag-usapan natin ang mga nagdaang bagyo because your last game was more than 2 weeks ago. I know that some teams had to delay practice, some had to do home practices. What did it look like for your team?
Like the other teams, no, we have practices that were canceled kasi yung court where we are holding our practice is not playable, no, kasi sobrang nagmo-moist yung flooring, and we just do home workouts, no, yun yung ginawa namin. Then we just keep on reminding the players that despite of the situation ng bansa natin, no, I think for us is we have to keep together, no, lalo na kami, we're on a losing streak. So sabi nga, natapos yung bagyo sa Pilipinas, sana sa amin din matapos din, no? Manalo na kami tonight.
And speaking of, during your last game, masaya naman daw po kayo in terms of defense. You kept it a low-scoring game. But what does your team have to do more offensively para sa second half ng Laguna ito?
Yeah, tama yun, no? We keep the score low, no, and we keep on playing good defense. The problem is we're not converting our shots. So I think that would be the tackle ngayon, itatakal ng coaches ngayon is where we get our sweet spots sa floor, no? So I think yun doon kami ngayon mag-concentrate. Yeah.
And I'm sure a huge motivation for your team is everyone supporting you. Sino po ang gusto niyong pasalamatan?
Yeah, pinasasalamatan namin ang mga taga Muntinlupa who keep on supporting us. Ang aming team owner, si Mayor GMC, si Boss Aya Saicon, si Mr. and Mrs. Kaiser and Grace Galvez, Governor Dong Padilla and the mga taga Camarines Norte. And ganun din, Tele-Athletics, Hope Spirits, and Agustea, Elburg, and Perea Moto District. And ganun din, I would like to greet my wife, si Dailin, children, Theodore and Via, and my dad, Luis, my mom, Evelyn, my siblings, Mary, Andrew, Katrina, Adeline, Beatrice, and Daniel.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was the team manager of the Muntinlupa Cagers, Sir Vince Harder. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Okay. Ano, Batak. Mamadali pa rin. Batak will throw it down.
Might as well give one for the crowd, right?
Yes. It is indeed a hard-fought win because hindi naging madali. Hindi pinadali sa kanila ng Pasig itong panalo na to.
Oduba makes his move. Finds Oduba. Blocked by Celis. JC spins. JC with a finish. With a spin cycle.
Look at this move right here. It reminds me of Johnny A. Alala mo ginagawa ni Flying Ian, that spin move, 1-2 step.
No.
Mahirap na galawan niya.
Mahirap.
With his go-to move, left shoulder fade.
0 for 3 so far for Captain Robbie. There's a switch. El Defonso. Oh my.
What's that song? What's that song? What's that line? Smooth like butter. Cross, left to right, doesn't have it right here. I'll just take a step back even with a taller guy in front of me. He holds that follow through and looks at the Abra crowd.
What more can you do though in that sequence?
You could double team.
Nakabuelo si Jeff. Oh my! Jeff Gomia. Only he can pull that one off. But look at this. Bigay mo sa amin yan. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Alam mo yung pag-spin niya dun habang nasa ere siya, Javi. Ang bilis eh.
Right there, I guess. Was he defended by Larry Muyang that time or Jamo Egulis? We're just claiming that baseline. Look at that trap.
Oh, great pass.
wow.
Bina, the catch, and the feed to Larry Muyang. We are down to our final 2 minutes. Batangas with a 4-point lead.
What a game this has been, Ken. Quick thinking by Alan Mina right there. Catching that ball and immediately releasing it to...
Oduba pinapahirapan si Robbie. Marcelino gets a running start. Blocked by Batino. Blocked by Oduba. What a sequence for Abra. Taiwan on the move. Finds El Defonso for 2.
Well, defense to offense, as you mentioned, what a sequence with those 2 blocks led to the fast break. That's going to be a problem all night para sa Nueva Ecija if they don't find a way.
Ng Rizal ngayon, he'll get his chance. De Leon up top. Oh, what a pass. Galing kay Mananang. That play working perfectly for Rizal.
And that really caught the defense by surprise. They were thinking yung mga screens na nangyari. Left up that alley play for Samboy.
Bitawan na ni Cholo yung bola doon. Manaytay with the steal. Christian. Look out. Christian Manaytay with a throwdown here in Palayan City. This is the Gixxer great move of the game. Born for greatness. Gonzalez chasing in vain, and Manaytay drops the hammer.
Completes the steal and gives this crowd something to cheer about. More importantly, cut the lead.
And Muyang, the unit for Coach Pedic Di Matulak. Concepcion laban kay Ochea. 10 seconds left. Clemente for 3. No! Concepcion tracks it down. 5 seconds left. Floats it up and in! Wow, Archie Concepcion comes up clutch once again.
It was the race for the offensive rebound. But before that, that shot by JLC really looked good. But look at Archie Concepcion chasing for that ball. Floater on its way and a 1-point lead for the Giant Lanterns. All hustle and effort for Archie.
Hernandez, Icalo, Paloria, and Ablaza, the unit for Coach Cholo. Ablaza catches the cut. Hernandez lays it up and in! What a perfectly drawn up play by Coach Cholo Villanueva.
And who better to finish that than that guy right here? Look at that. They tried to cross screen that one, bringing in Cedar Blasi to the weak side of the floor. Gets that on the post. A dive slot by Levi Hernandez. What a beautiful finish going glass. That play is very similar to what's called a Brad Stevens winner play. Instead, they tweaked it. Instead of a three, they settled for this drive by Levi Hernandez. A beautiful execution by the Rum Masters.
Wow, gutsy play by Coach Cholo Villanueva. But back with us here at the Inares Center in Montalban, where Muntinlupa trails at the half against Pasig City 39-31. And first quarter, halos back and forth yung nangyari, no? Pero pagdating nung quarter number 2, Coach Chris, Pasig City creating a little bit of separation, although Muntinlupa had that mini spurt midway, but Pasig holding on to this 8-point lead.
Well, looking at the numbers and obviously watching the first half, two things stood out to me. Muntinlupa settled really for outside shots, even against the zone. It's always a misconception, Ken, against the zone, that you see a zone, it doesn't automatically mean outside shots. The more you have to attack inside and make the defense pay for it and adjust eventually to force them to match up. Second, you got to give credit to Pasig because they have put a lot of pressure at the rim, and the proof of that is the free throws. This number 15 compared to only 11 by Muntinlupa, it should be the other way around with Muntinlupa, being the bigger team, and Matiliano, in double figures already after 2 quarters. The only player in double figures, or Chito Jaime, the way he ended that first quarter and the first 3 minutes of the second quarter really gave them a big lift, to create this lead and eventually leading by 8 points. So tingnan natin kung ano maging adjustment ng Muntinlupa, no? If either they will stick to their outside shooting, giving those actions on top, those flare screens on top, or will they give the advantage inside, especially with the Flores against maybe a Matiliano or even against Galicia. I think he still has the advantage there.
And to your point, 40% of their attempts came from 3-point distance. Talking about Muntinlupa as they begin the quarter with Jerka Flores, Domark Matiliano, Francis Abarcar, Miggy Corteza, and Patrick Ramos. So a smaller lineup here in the third period para dito sa Cagers.
That's a turnover, just a careless pass by Patrick Ramos on the right slot, in a good anticipation by Gadin.
Gadin, kasama si Jerome Garcia, Mark Pontuano, Jacob Galicia, and Rocky Asidre. Galicia goes right at Matiliano, kick out pass. Asidre fires from downtown, rolls out, and Flores with a rebound. JR drives, pulls back. Abarcar will reset their offense. Flashing out was Miggy Corteza. Backing down Jacob Galicia. The strip by Galicia. Gadin ahead, lays it up and in. 41-31, back to double figures ang lamang ng Pasig City. Abarcar, corner pocket free, it's good.
Second three, I believe. Yeah, third three of Abarcar, and certainly gave them a big lift, especially in terms of shooting the basketball. Abarcar.
Actually, second free of...
Second, right? Yeah.
Oo, pero pangatlo na. Pangatlo pa lang.
Ng Muntinlupa.
Ng Muntinlupa overall. Gadin, binawi agad with a free of his own. He's quietly having himself a decent game with 8 points. 44-34. Patrick Ramos. Flashing out is Tomark Matiliano. Inside, Corteza stepped on the baseline.
I was surprised he went for the baseline instead of attacking the middle because he was so close already to that baseline. Didn't have much space to operate on. This was the strip by Galicia and the 2 points by Gadin on the other end.
Fast break the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig. Free installation for split type air conditioners. Gadin, papunta kay Montuano. Marvin Hayes coming away with a steal. Fires a pass to a streaking Patrick Ramos. That's a strong take to the basket.
A good steal and good outlet pass to trigger the fast break was Marvin Hayes.
Back sa walong lamang. Jay Gars to Galicia. Asidre, pinabantayan ni Patrick Ramos. Double cross. Rocky. Montuano, that time rolling out. Asidre with a rebound. Great pass. Bounce pass papunta kay Mark Montuano.
A good job of not giving up on the play and a good find by Rocky Asidre. Responsible for the offensive rebound and the dime.
Malakas yung layup ni Marvin Hayes. Pasig in transition. Garcia straight away free. Short. Leaking out is Marvin Hayes. And rectifying his earlier miss with a basket.
That ended up as a 5-point swing because that's Garcia's shot, and also Rocky Asidre was open in the right low wing of the other side. But instead of a 3, it becomes a 2 on the other end.
Galicia, great
Nice
fake.
move.
Able to finish.
6 points for him.
Balik sa 10 ulit ang lamang. Para Flores. Abarcar, high arcing jumper. Clanks off the rim and Montuano with a rebound. Gadin will settle it down for Pasig City.
A chance to get their biggest lead of the game with a basket here.
Asidre sa bandang kanan, drives right. Using his left hand, crafty finish from Rocky Asidre.
Something that you don't see every day. Rocky Asidre, not only with a layup, but a left-handed layup for that matter.
Ito na yung pinakamalaking kalabangan ng Pasig City at 12 points. Under 6 minutes left. Ramos.
Stripped.
Asidre. Uy, di nakatingin si Jerome Garcia. On the same page, those two.
Not a good pass, obviously, pag hindi nakatingin sa'yo. Hindi mo dapat pasahan ng bola, and the way they've been, dictating the tempo, not willing to push the pace, but this was the nice feed and up fake by Galicia.
This is the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. What's been the biggest problem so far, Coach Chris, para dito sa Muntinlupa? They haven't seemed to find their groove here.
Well, gotta give credit to Pasig's defense. No, this zone has been forcing outside shots, but inserted in of what looks to be a zone buster possibly is Ron Lastimosa. We all know, anytime you're Lastimosa, you can shoot from the outside.
Ngayon lang pinasok yan here in the third. Garcia met by a brick wall in Mark Sarangay. Gives up that blocking foul. This 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. Lastimosa strokes it through for only their 4th 3-pointer of the ball game. Garcia, leaner, won't work. Mendoza.
Lastimosa's open.
Same spot. Different result, a miss. Fight for the ball at matatawagan ng foul to si Mark Montuano.
You see, I think Muntinlupa, apart from hitting outside shots, doing the inside-outside game, I think it also favors them if they push the pace because they look to be the deeper team. You know, maybe 2 or 3 men ahead of this, you know, really what looks to be a 12-man rotation.
Wala pa nga dyan si Kurt Lohera. Saka si Puroy Kantimbuhan. Lastimosa. The pass to Flores. Mendoza sets his feet. Still coming away empty. Ito si Grind Mendoza, who I believe has yet to score. Oh, Chito Jaime, did he call back from the corner?
Doesn't matter as long as it goes in.
Flores tries to answer. He cannot. And Pasig threatening to pull away. Jaime, lalapit. Tres pa rin yan. Got inside the much longer arc. And now it's a 15-point lead, 14 points from Chito Jaime. Sarangay back out to Mendoza. Lastimosa, papunta kay Ramos. Patrick Ramos. Muntinlupa having trouble putting the ball in the basket.
They have, and they've been doing a good job of attacking the glass on the offensive end. They already have 16 offensive rebounds. The problem, Ken, converting them. Only 5 second chance points.
Mas marami pa nga silang attempts eh.
Right.
Yet, they've only shot 27%.
Compared to Pasig as Montuano, matik. Dyan sa elbow na yan, no? Compared to Pasig, who only has 8 offensive rebounds, but has more second chance points with 7.
This lead has swelled up to 17. Ramos, tres, it's good.
That's a big basket because it saves you a timeout as a coach. You get a stop here, and obviously it helps your cause to stop the bleeding. What's important for Muntinlupa, even though it was a slow start to this quarter, they could still finish strong and trim this lead to single digits, but Chito Jaime has other things in mind. Back-to-back threes.
Back-to-back bank shots from Chito Jaime. Finally, Grind Mendoza able to score with a reverse. But an uphill climb para dito sa Muntinlupa. Down by 15.
Nice fake.
And a foul whistled on Ron Lastimosa. 2:24 left. Jerome Garcia, troops back out. Pasok din si Marvin Hayes para naman sa Muntinlupa. Galicia now. Gadin popping out. 9 seconds left on their shot clock. Gadin. Balik kay Galicia. Swing pass. Jaime lalapit. Chito Jaime well challenged. And Sarangay clears it for Muntinlupa. Mendoza to Marvin Hayes. Matiliano back to Hayes. Met by a double team.
3 seconds.
What park in the lane there was Mark Sarangay. Papaltan muna siya dito, no? Ladis Lepalam will return.
He's frustrated after that turnover because he thought that his teammate should have passed him the basketball. Dahil nasilan niya, no? Sa ibabaw, yung kanyang tao, offensive foul, tatawag dito kay Galicia.
May onting extension, tulak dun sa screen attempt na yun. 61-46. After Muntinlupa, you want to at least trim the gap to single digits heading to the fourth quarter. Down by 15, still enough time. Hasn't been pretty here in the third. The cut, Marvin Hayes, smothered by the defense. Ball will stay on their side, 15 on their shot clock.
Is that Chito Jaime who blocked the shot? Looked to be.
Baseline inbound. Matiliano will trigger it in. Lastimosa. Ilalabas muna. Pupukol sa 3. Lastimosa way off target. Batak. The cross. The sidestep. Play broken up by Domark Matiliano. Chance in transition. That time a foul. Being rewarded here with 2 free throws.
Saw a gap in the middle. Ito si Matiliano. And was aggressive enough to fish for a foul.
I was about to say, Coach Chris, something you wanted more of from Muntinlupa, no? Get in transition.
Well, especially after a turnover, which happened to Batak on the other end.
Matiliano. Pasok, unang free throw.
First points also, I believe. It was the third quarter. Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
After those 10 in the first half.
At siya pa lang din ng double figures in scoring with 12 para sa Muntinlupa. And they sue for time. Down by a baker's dozen here with a minute and 15 seconds left here in the third.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Mixed emotions para kay Warlo Batak going into the game today. Excited yet a little sad. Sad dahil napakahirap daw para kay Warlo iwan ang kanyang new baby girl born just 2 days ago. But also excited because he is playing more inspired than ever. Puyatan daw talaga para kay Warlo ang last few days taking care of his new baby. He's been staying in the hospital and admitted not being completely present in practice, but he said that sacrificing a little bit of time away from his baby will be worth it, especially if he takes home a win in honor of her. Ken and Christian?
Congratulations to the Batak family. 2-day-old. Yun nga, no, sabi nga ni Gianna na nahirapan siya iwan yung anak niya while playing today. Something I'm sure you could relate, Coach Chris.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking of offering him a trade actually, having 3 boys. Babae, no? Tama? And yeah, maybe even putting in a first-round pick, no?
May ganung trade pala.
Oo, eh. Para magkaroon lang ng baby girl. Congratulations.
Yeah. The youngster, Warlo Batak, has Jerome Garcia at the line. 10 of 15, 66.7% ang Pasig. At the free throw line, bababayan after that miss. 66 seconds left. Muntinlupa has a chance here to make this a more manageable lead to overhaul heading to the 4th. Split at the line from Jerome Garcia. Matiliano, papunta kay Ryan Mendoza sa bantang kaliwa. Marvin Hayes, good pass. Lepa lang with a one-hander.
Gets it on the mid-post area as they hit, you know, the short corner came Marvin Hayes. And let's see if we could see more of that, no? And maybe force Pasig into a decision to adjust their 2-3 zone.
Batak launches for free, no. And swooping in was Jesky Latan. They have a fresh 14 on their shot clock. Josan Nimes behind the back. Oh, the cross. The shot by Nimes. Left it short. And finally, Muntinlupa comes away with it. Marvin Hayes leaking out and lays it up and in. 6 seconds left. Batak. The pass. Garcia, one-hander, no good. 1.5 seconds. Pwede pa. Parang dito sa Muntinlupa. Down by 10. Marvin Hayes. Pass broken up by Kilatan, and that will end the third period, where Pasig City threatened to pull away, especially with Chito Jaime coming up huge, 9 of his 17 points in the third period. And the highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Well, this is the second time already, as basketball is a game of runs, wherein Chito Jaime has led 2 runs and forced 2 timeouts already for Muntinlupa. That's how good Chito Jaime has been. Aside from shooting the basketball, everything has just been timely shots that has led to timely runs.
62-52, Pasig City ahead by 10, heading into the fourth. Good sized crowd here inside the Inares Center in Montalban. Check out our Gixxer fan of the game, born for greatness. Happy to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. Muli po Ken Pangilinan, Coach Christian Luanzon, and Ms. Gianna Lianes. Second game of our triple header between Muntinlupa and Pasig City. Lamang ang Pasig 10. Warlo Batak makes his move, draws a foul, 10 seconds in to the fourth.
They execute that horns play to perfection, because they force 2 guys on 1 defender after they triggered the offense on top, and then swung the ball to Warlo Batak, who was waiting in the left corner, and attacked the closeout of a smaller Lepalam that forced the foul eventually.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Bigger Lepalam. Sorry about that.
Uy.
That's clearly an offensive foul.
Not a good way to start if you're the Cagers. Give up a free throw on one side, then offensive foul on your offensive set. Coach Gino Ludovice, look of concern right now. Dahil nga ayaw nilang maging 8 sunod-sunod yung talo nila dito. Forward pass, Mendoza. Hook shot by Marvin Hayes will not work. Ahead, Garcia with a lefty finish.
A 4-point swing, because Muntinlupa clearly had the advantage on a 4-on-3, I believe. And Matiliano looks to get it back. Marvin Hayes, good thing he's there to clean it up on that air ball. Sumobra yung tira ni Matiliano, bagsak sa kamay ni Marvin.
Marvin Hayes, 9 points, 4 rebounds. Free throw coming up. Hot position inside against Warlo Batak, the former NCAA Season 83 Most Improved Player and Mythical 5 member, completes the 3-point play. Babasa 10 ang lamang, 65-55. A minute gone by here in the fourth. Another foul whistled against the Cagers. It's on Mark Patiliano. Unit for Pasig. Warlo Batak, Mark Montuano, Chito Jaime, Gadin, and Jerome Garcia. Garcia working with Montuano against Mendoza. Montuano popping out, quick catch and shoot. Off target. Marvin Hayes. Pass outside. Ramos, short. Bola natapik. Another offensive rebound for Muntinlupa. Mendoza with his offhand. Mabasa 8 lamang.
Well, if you can't get it outside, might as well try inside. Is a good idea because as you mentioned earlier, medyo nagsastruggle sa kanyang mga tira sa labas si Mendoza. That time, he was not to be denied with that strong drive.
And he gets a steal off that Warlo Batak drive. Matiliano, kick out. Got it back from Lepalam. Matiliano gives it up to Marvin Hayes, who fires from the outside. Knew it was a miss, but couldn't track it down. Warlo Batak just relentless.
I believe that's going to be free throws. Even though the intention was to foul and force an out-of-bounds play. Look at the shot fake.
Every game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Are they reviewing this one?
If it looks to be kung upgraded.
Oo.
Well, here's the thing. I thought Muntinlupa had a good chance to score, to trim the lead, maybe down as much as single digits with a 3. But oftentimes, Ken, you hear coaches say, dapat bumababa ka sa depensa, get sprint down on defense. The same thing goes offensively. And I saw white shirts, 3 white shirts, trotting down, hindi bumaba sa opensa, kaya nawala yung advantage nila. But credit to Pasig because 4 blue shirts were, they sprinted back to the paint and stopped the fast break and triggered itong atake ni Warlo Batak on the other end. So hindi lang sa depensa dapat bumababa, it should be both ends.
Here was the last play. Just a regular foul.
I don't know. I'm not sure kung may intention sa bola. And ito lagi natin pinag-uusapan, because we've seen calls like that being upgraded to unsportsmanlike fouls. So obviously there's some inconsistency there. But at the same time, what the officials have been consistent about is the end of game duty fouls, wherein clearly they're not going for the ball, and yet it's a regular foul.
Yeah.
Because there's a level of anticipation na fa-foul to kasi kailangan nilang foul. So it's sort of like a gray area, I don't know.
10 points, 8 rebounds for Jerome Garcia, who uncharacteristically has missed some free throws tonight.
Yeah.
His free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Is he 4 out of 6?
4 of 6, yeah.
But he does have 11 points. 2 rebounds shy of a double-double. Mendoza attacks. Oh, great backdoor. Patrick Ramos with the deuce.
You see Mendoza has been creating plays for them off the zone, and he's been doing one thing, showing the shot fake, driving the basketball, and then playing off of that. One with a basket, the next one with an assist.
Muntinlupa making their move, down by 7. Chance to make it a 2-possession ball game. Entry pass, Lepalam. Kick out Mendoza. This time he fires. No good. Still empty from 3. Ito si Brian Mendoza.
I thought he was going to go for a shot fake once again because I didn't see anyone from the help side towards the baseline. Could have went to his strong left hand on the left side, but this was the terrific find.
Every game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Flores comes back in. Yun, yung magandang ginawa ni Brian Mendoza.
That's what you have to do. Because I don't see anyone other than Warlo Batak matched up on him that can stop him with the drive. I don't see any Pasig shirts to stop Mendoza on the drive. He should do more of that.
And more often than not, whenever he goes for that, as Warlo Batak scores off that putback, usually good things happen for Muntinlupa. 68-61. Ramos finds himself open for 3. Lepalam fires a pass, broken up, but Flores there. The recovery, and he will head to the line for 2 shots.
Good effort by Lepalam, tracking down that long shot to long rebound result. And almost turned the ball over. Had a good idea with the touch pass after the rebound. Mabuti na lang na-recover ni Flores. Let's see if these 2 free throws, well, I was about to say, can get Flores going. Because we talked about him in the pregame of being the others to step up. Only has 4 points on 11 shots.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Sa free throws, si Palyado pa.
Yeah, and missed 2 free throws.
He does have 14 rebounds. So si Jera Flores. But this
That's a
remains,
foul.
Yeah, a foul.
That's a foul. That's a foul. I'm not really sure what he's complaining about, to be honest with you.
And to compound their woes, they are in penalty.
They're in penalty. Kaya nakita ko yung reaction, frustration ni Coach Mark.
Mark Montuano. Sablay yung kanyang free throw din.
I was referring to Coach Mark Dandan, the assistant of Muntinlupa.
13 points, 4 rebounds for the former Bacoor striker. Long-time Bacoor striker, I might add.
Feeling ko, pag bumalik ang Bacoor, wouldn't surprise me kung bumalik siya ron.
Oo. 69-61. Great anticipation. Oh, and another foul given up by Muntinlupa. More free throws coming Pasig City's way.
This is not how you get back in the game. They've been doing a good job already of handling the zone, but not showing the composure, even though results are not coming your way. Sabi mo nga, you cannot compound them with a foul, especially when you're over the limit.
Mintis ulit, 4 of 7 lang sa free throw line si Jerome Garcia. And we go back to the play you talked about, that opportunity that would have cut it to, I think, 5 points, pero hindi lahat mo ba in transition.
Yeah, I thought that was a great chance to possibly turn this game around, especially how Mendoza has been driving the basketball. See?
Yeah. And Pasig has stuck to this zone and reaping the reward so far. Holding the lead, 69-61. Approaching the halfway point of the 4th period. Garcia, jab step, drives. Floater off the glass, won't go. Mendoza speeds it up. Marvin Hayes, basket and one!
Well, Chito Jaime is asking Coach Alden to challenge this one. And I'm not sure if it's the right one. And, alam ni Chito Jaime, foul siya.
Mixer, great move of the game, born for greatness.
Maybe caught him on the lower body.
Initial reaction niya pero
Parang binawi niya na rin. Sinabi niya, wag na yung pag-challenge. I'm not even sure kung may challenge available pa ang Pasig. Meron pa, no?
yeah, I think meron pa.
Yeah.
69-64. This is the closest,
Yeah.
Muntinlupa has been since being down by as many as 17 points.
They've been lurking around in this second half. Itong Muntinlupa. Tingnan natin kung talagang mailapit nila ito ng gusto.
Marlo Batak putting pressure on the defense once more. 4 na laban kay Brian Mendoza. Marlo Batak babalik sa free throw line. Batak with 8 points, 8 rebounds, 9 and 8 after that free throw.
How young is Marlo Batak? I would say
25.
25,
Yeah.
right? And I can see him he could take his game with his athleticism and how, just the force he generates, especially going to the basket. If he takes his game to another level, I could see him as really a top 15 player in this league.
Yeah. Lastimosa for 3. And it cuts it to 4. 71-67. Jacob Galicia gives it up to Warlo Batak. Giving him space. He obliges and scores. Long 2-point shot from Warlo Batak.
What I like about that shot is that he increased the percentage of his jumper by taking 2 dribbles in and used this athleticism to shoot over the defender. Well, this was the swing to Lastimosa for his second 3. Eto, may tiro na siya rito eh.
Yeah.
But that crossover, and increase the percentage to come closer, I thought was a good decision. Obviously, every point at this point of the game, importante.
He's actually facing off against his former team last season. He played for Muntinlupa, played lesser minutes, only 12 minutes a contest, but did average 6 points per contest and 3 rebounds. Pero dito, nag-blossom na siya, no? When he got an opportunity here for Pasig, although he lost it on that pressure defense by Patrick Ramos. Both teams in penalty, so Ramos has a chance to make this a single possession ball game with 2 free throws.
And that's one thing he has to improve on as well, aside from the offensive skills na nabanggit natin earlier. Really his decision making, because that was his 6th turnover.
Kaya naman, nasabihan agad siya ni Coach Aldrin. Pero Muntinlupa not doing themselves any favors by missing a lot of shots from the line as well. They are only 9 of 18. Tama ba? 10 of 19, sorry. Now 11 of 20, 55%. Baba sa 4. Pasig will sue for time. 3 minutes and 42 seconds left. We'll be back after this short break. Still here at the newly built Inares Center in Montalban, as we see our fan of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. If you just tuned in, first quarter pretty much back and forth. Lumayo yung Muntinlupa ng Bagya in the second period. And then in the third, lalo nilang pinaigting yung kalamangan nila up to as high as 17 points. Special deal from OneXBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Pero inunti-unti ng Muntinlupa at naibaba nila sa 4 na puntos ang lamang, 73-69.
Yeah, the big part of that is Ron Lastimosa hitting 2 threes. This quarter, Muntinlupa has outscored so far Pasig 17-11.
He's tasked to guard Warlo Batak. Montuano short, running start for Domark Matiliano. Gets to the cut of the defense and scores!
The first rule of the fast break is very simple, Ken. You have to stop the ball. Yan ang laging tinuturo as early as grade 4 ng mga coaches. And even at this level, if you don't do the basics, yan ang makikita mo. Dire-diretso sa basket ang kalaban mo.
Under 3 minutes left. Garcia behind the back with Flores on his grill. Shimmy move, but everything but a shot.
I thought he got partially blocked. Sorry about that.
Chance to tie or take the lead. They will reset their offense. Ramos for the lead. No. Rebound, tracked down. Another offensive rebound, which actually has kept Muntinlupa in the game. But they turned the ball over.
Yeah, that was their 22nd offensive rebound. The 5th of Marvin Hayes. All of his 5 rebounds coming off the offensive glass.
They've been putrid shooting the ball. Talking about the Cagers, just 33% from the field, 52% from the line, 6 of 32 from beyond the arc. Yet they're only down by 2. Batak able to track it down. 3 seconds left. Oh, and a foul. Shot clock winding down. Mimosa was called for that foul.
Not a good foul, obviously, because it bailed out that offensive set wherein parang papunta na sa wala. You know, and Warlo Batak sinks the first free throw. We talked about him, his ability to get to the line. This is free throw number 10 and 11. Marami dyan. Maraming tama sa muka, sa ilong, sa katawan. So he has certainly paid the price to get to the line 11 times, making 8.
Apat ulit ang labang ng Pasig City. Timeout, Muntinlupa. With 1 second shy of the 2-minute mark here in the 4th. They're down by 4 points, 75-71.
Problem. Marvin Hayes took the break because of the typhoons as an opportunity to spend time with his family and give back to his community. This past week daw siya ang naging teacher ng kanyang 2 daughters sa kanilang modular learning, even throwing a mini at-home birthday celebration for his bunso. In addition, a few days ago sa unang pagkakataon, he participated in a blood donation drive for his church. Na-inspire raw siyang tulungan ang kanyang komunidad sa kahit anong paraan. In his words, ang dugo ay hindi manufactured, kaya sana ma-motivate ko rin ang iba na makatulong sa ganitong paraan. Ken and Christian?
Great gesture, a selfless act from the veteran to si Marvin Hayes. Making good use of his time during the ravaged typhoon hit break. As we enter the last 2 minutes, Muntinlupa down by 4 points. Let's see what they could execute off a timeout. Ball will stay with the Cagers. They could review this under the last 2 minutes.
Well, that's quite odd to me. And I believe that's referee Castroverde because it happened right in front of him. It looked to be Pasig ball. Pero baka may nakita siya, no? Nagdadalawang isip siya na baka tumama, no? Minsan yung mga ganong tapik, tumatama sa katawan ng defensive player. So let's see. But I think this is going to be Pasig ball. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I think nagulat din sila Coach Mark doon. They were trying to map out a baseline inbound play.
Right here. Yeah. So this is actually a good review. I take it back because dapat kang i-review yon. Dahil may nakatapik pero kitang-kita, kita nyo naman sa replay, Ang huling tinamaan ay si Matiliano.
One of these teams will break out of their almost 2-month slump. Garcia can't convert. Batak glides in the air and lays it up and in.
What a time for the play of the game. Could be the different shot of the game. Offensive foul. Offensive foul. Back-to-back impactful plays by Warlo Batak. Look at this one. He doesn't give up. You know, Ramos had a step. He beat him by one step. And this one, the tap by Chito Jaime. And you were spot on. That is gliding indeed.
This is going to be a tough challenge to overcome for Muntinlupa. And with 1 minute and 15 seconds left, we'll be back for the result of this one.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Fall on the floor stays, offensive foul on number 3, Patrick
Yeah, it
Ramos
was a
is
quick
third.
review, and it was pretty obvious. Well, he did a good job selling it. But every time you extend that left arm, you give an opportunity for the referees to blow the whistle. Chito Jaime. Time on their side. But this is not yet over if you're Muntinlupa. Down by 6. Still plenty of time. But Batak has been solid here in the final minutes. Chito Jaime. Ooh, wait. A foul on Muntinlupa.
Is it on Mendoza?
If it is, that's it. He is done for the night. Ryan Mendoza finishing with 6 points. 10 rebounds though and 4 assists. But just had a really tough start to this game. Free throws coming up para dito sa Pasig to extend the lead.
So this was the play. Chito Jaime right here, but the foul was called. That's clearly a push. Yung dalawang kamay pa ginamit niya. He's saying it's a flop. Pero kahit na mas mabigat si Montuano tatawagan talaga ng official yun. Fully extension yung kamay.
That free throw makes it a free possession ball game.
Yeah, that's a game right there. Well, unless it's a quick 3 for Muntinlupa on the other end.
Kagaya ng uling laro nila, no? Dami ding nag-score ng double figures. Montuano, one of them with 16. Flores still empty from the outside. 0 out of 3. And Muntinlupa looks like they will fall down to their 8th straight loss. And that will even out their record. And that's gonna be tough, especially with Basilan winning yesterday against Pampanga. Jaime, possible nail in the coffin, too strong. Down still by 3 possessions. Lastimosa. And that's gonna do it. Pasig City ending their 6-game slump. And a crucial win to keep themselves head above water in the North Division, bringing down Muntinlupa 79-71.
Sometimes when that feeling goes away for a long time and then you feel it once again, it's something that you want to hold on even for the rest of your life. And it feels like forever. You know, sabi mo nga, isang buwan na. No, mahigit. No, itong dalawang kuponan na to. And ang kagandahan ng balita para sa dalawang kuponan na to, yun nga, mabe-break nila yung kanilang slump. At the end of the day, there can only be one, and Pasig ang namayani doon.
Next player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Warlo Batak coming up huge here, providing the plays on both ends and helping Pasig City win this one over Muntinlupa, 79-71. Let's go courtside to Miss Gianna Lianes.
Congratulations to our best player of the game, Warlo Batak. Sabi nga ng ating panel na marami kang free throw opportunities because you really went for the shot kahit anong sakit sa katawan. Ibinahagi mo actually sa akin before the game, napakahirap para sa'yo na iwan ang iyong bagong baby girl to get to the game today. Pero paano mo siya ginamit bilang inspirasyon?
First of all, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord kasi nanalo kami kasi galing kaming 6 lose streak. So syempre ang hirap noon, down kami sa standing. So ngayon, talagang inspiration ko yung baby ko kasi actually di talaga ako lalaro. Salamat kay Boss Buddy tsaka sa coaches na pinilit ako lumaro para makatulong sa team na to.
Let's talk about this game naman, Warlo. Kasi first quarter, medyo dikit pa yung laro. Second and third quarter, nasa inyo na yung lamang. Pero fourth quarter, humahabol pa ang Muntinlupa. Yung next game nyo is actually against Nueva Ecija. Paano nyo sisiguraduhin na mas consistent naman kayo sa laro na yun?
Siguro mag-stick lang kami sa plan namin, coaches. Start kami sa depensa. And composure lang palagi, teamwork sa isa't isa, ayun lang.
And you talked about your baby girl, right? Nga, I'm sure she is so proud of you right now as well as the other fans of your team. Sino ang gusto mong pasalamatan?
Siyempre kay Boss Buddy Encarnado, and shoutout sa MMG, sa Sisas, and shoutout sa family ko sa Bulacan, sa daddy at mami ko, kila Kuya Wariel sa ibang bansa, kila Kuya Warren, Kuya Warly, and sa ate ko, and sa misis ko, kay Eileen, and sa baby girl ko, shoutout sa iyo. Sana paglaki mo, mapaparod mo to. Para sa iyo to. And shoutout din sa mga relatives ko sa Ayang Bata, kila Tita Alma sa Caloocan, sa Laguna, sa lahat ng family ko, sa Gapan din, Nueva Ecija, shoutout sa inyo. And sa tropa ko dyan, shoutout din sa inyo. And sa 11 Athletics, tsaka Riyab, kay Kuya Kyle, kay Coach Rai, kay Nesio, kay Axel, kay Pong, kay Mambeka, sa lahat dyan, mga tropa ko, shoutout sa inyo. And sa lahat ng fans ng Pasig, shoutout sa inyo. Salamat sa supporta nyo.
Thank you very much and congratulations to our best player of the game, Warlo Batak. Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Ken and Christian?
Maraming salamat, Gianna. And visibly emotional there was Warlo Batak helping Pasig City break their slump. Up next, a possible titanic showdown between two squads in the South, Quezon Huskers taking on the Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers. Keep it here dahil magbabalik pa ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.